What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another video review. This time it's Captain America from the movie Civil War from Hot Toys, and you can purchase this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link on the description. We'll start off with a box. Here comes some Marvel Civil War. This is my first Civil War figure, by the way, so the box is pretty new to me. The style is the same, but the outline looks like the one from the comic books and all that stuff. So you see the white division at the middle. It's kind of like how it is on the comic book. So, and then it's wrapped around, says united we stand, divided we fall. Also it's a continuous design, so it's pretty awesome. So you can see there, that is practically Team Cap. You see Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, and also Hawkeye. It's just from Captain America Civil War. As you can see there, the design is pretty much continuous. It's wrapped around. You see that from the side, and here you go. You can see I think that's Agent 13 if I'm not mistaken. You see Falcon on that side with his mini robot, and we'll take us off. It's a pretty awesome figure, as you can see here. And just to remind you, as you can see on the side, it's also the shield of Captain America wrapped around and right there. Also keep in mind that I do have the Age of Ultron Captain America, so I'm gonna do some comparison videos, maybe not on this one but on the future ones. As you can see here with his hands, he comes with the normal hand. The pointy hand can't ever go away. This one is kind of like the throwing shield hand, and also he comes with his die-cast shield. Now the shield is pretty awesome. It doesn't flake anymore, but it's not something new. You know, we've seen this in the even going back to the Winter Soldier one. As you can see here, it's not magnetized. That's the biggest difference between this figure and the Age of Ultron. Is I kind of like that shield better. And also, instead of receiving the Captain America empty helmet, you'll receive a Crossbones helmet right here. As you can see, it's damaged, it's cracked, so it's pretty cool. It's a nice touch right here. It can be a display piece or so. It's hollow, it's made out of plastic, so it doesn't have much weight on it, but the details are pretty awesome. As you can see there, you know, the paint scuffs and all that stuff. Also, it's cracked. And also it comes with this mouthpiece, as you can see, and the black part is, because it's not magnetized, we're going back old school. So if you want to hang his shield behind his back, that's what you're going to use. And also for the stand, it says Marvel Captain America Civil War, and it has this little Captain America symbol on the side, so that's pretty cool as well. And also you get a separate head sculpt that we were going to tackle right after this, after the body. So as you can see here, it is pretty much the same outfit as the Age of Ultron one. There are a few minor differences here and there. I would say overall the actual figure itself, or you know, granting this, it's the difference is very minimal. You can, you know, you can discredit them. Like on this one, so you can see the star. You know, you get some white stripes or something on the Age of Ultron, so it is really minimal. What I would say though is it's a bit more flexible. I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's just my imagination or something, but you know, I tried putting up their hands. It looks like this is more responsive if you put them into some dynamic poses. And as you can see here, and also I think the pants are less baggy, so the fitting is a little bit better as far as outfit is concerned compared to the Age of Ultron one. And they're always going to be compared. I don't know about the battling version. You know, he has another version. Slowly but surely, Captain America is trying to rival Iron Man. I swear to God, he has so many versions now. Even this one, it feels like a not gonna lie to you, it feels like a repaint. You know, I do hate repaints for Iron Man. I feel like it's a money grab. And on this guy right here, it's not Hot Toys' fault that his costume is pretty much the same. I know this is their rendition, and they gotta do what they gotta do. If you're a fan of, this is a good alternative figure if you missed out on the Age of Ultron. Let's just put it that way. Let's say you just started collecting just this year or so. Ultron was at one point a really hot commodity for Hot Toys collectors, because, you know, and I think up to now, but not as much as it was, you know, on the third party market back then. On eBay, I think it went up to like $350. It's because it's the ultimate Cap. back in the day before this guy releases. But now that he did, it's pretty much available everywhere else. So, it's you don't really need to shell out too much money. And as far as this head sculpt, pretty much the same head sculpt. I think this one's a lot better as far as the eyes is concerned. My Captain America, my Steve Rogers head sculpt on my Age of Ultron one, his eyes are kind of looking to the left, so it gives you that little bit of crazy eye kind of look. It looks kind of like Steve Nash, looking on the left or so. And I noticed that his hair here is a bit brownish, a bit darker compared to the Age of Ultron one, but practically it's the same sculpt. I would say the same paint applications. They're saying this is a bit more a stronger sculpt or a stronger paint. I disagree. I think it's exactly the same outside of the hair being a little bit darker. I think the texture is pretty much the same. It's not like the Age of Ultron is a soft paint. It's the same, I'm just calling it as it is. And once you take off the head, by the way, you got to be careful. You got to take it sideways. You got to tilt it sideways and then pop it. Otherwise, you put the risk. I'm having a bit trouble here because of the camera, but yeah, just giving you an idea there, and pop it, because otherwise you would leave the other end of the peg inserted into the hole. I mean, it's not the end of the world if that happens. Just take it off, get a dryer, hair dryer, and blow it off to make it softer, and then pull it off, and then maybe just super glue it or something. And then moving around here, there's a few differences here. I think because of one of the best features of this cap, by the way, is being to remove the faceplate, and I think that's a terrific option. I would say the only downside to that is that it made the face a little bit longer than it should, because comparing this into the Age of Ultron one, I think the Ultron one, because of the fact that you can't change the faceplate, that it looks a little bit more proportioned. This one, the nose kind of is extended, even though it's not a big deal. Don't get me wrong, it's not a deal breaker. As a matter of fact, I like this better than the Age of Ultron one. So once you put this in, you just gotta, it's magnetized. They should have done the same thing for Batman, for the most recent one, the Batman v Superman. It's so much easier to put on and off magnets. As simple as that. You don't need to take off the cowl. So you can see there, if you want to put him on some dynamic poses, I call it the teeth pose. Yeah, his teeth is showing. He looks intense. Looks like it's easy. He's in for business. But yeah, I like this look, to be quite honest with you. And this is one of the selling point if you are planning to buy this figure, is this removable faceplate, and it's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie to you. And even in his helmet, he has some scratches and scuff and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna throw a couple of poses. When I say a couple, I really mean two. One of the biggest gripe I have about this figure is the shield. I got this on a trade with my good buddy Casey. The shield was broken, and I didn't do it. He probably didn't know either. When I got it, there's like a small broken piece in the shield, and I already sold this to Jose. He got this by full disclosure. I told him that there's like a little piece, and he said it's not a big deal because he's gonna put this one on his back. It doesn't affect how it functions. But on the clasp of the shield on the back, maybe I'm just not used to it, or maybe because I didn't, it's pretty much Casey. When I got it, it's pretty much the same thing. It's still functional, but it's so tedious to work with. Maybe I just got spoiled with Age of Ultron, where it's magnetized. You put it on, that's it. This guy, there's two. You're gonna pinch two tabs, so you would release the handle, and then you're gonna clip it on the black area, which is not really that difficult, but it's annoying. It's just annoying that I would sacrifice the head sculpt of not having to be able to remove and put back on the faceplate. I'm willing to sacrifice the fact that this is quote unquote more movable or more dynamic. I mean, I try to compare them both. They have the same range of motion, to be quite honest with you. I don't know, but people are saying this is more poseable than the other one, and then I'll take it as it is. I would say the knee pads is about a lot better than the first one, because the first one's knee pads is the Ultron one is all over the place. They are right about the pants. The pants of this one is a bit more, tight fitting, which is a little bit better. The upper body is also better, I would say. The proportion of chest to shoulder is quite decent. It's not like I'm saying this because Ultron sucks. Actually, that's my preferred figure to stay. Like I said, I already sold this. Someone will say, but I mean, the difference is so minimal. It really comes down to preference, and I prefer the magnetic shield. I'll prefer that over any other feature that this guy has. With that being said, this is not a bad figure. Maybe I'm just not used to that kind of shield. I know I had that. I had pretty much every Captain America out there. Not that I had him. I had him at one point. I had the first Avenger, the Avengers one, so I know how to work the shield. It's just that at this point in time, I think I'm pretty much done with them, because I don't want to ruin another shield. Like I said, I didn't ruin it, but it's kind of scary. It's a scary thought. And that's pretty much it. If you don't have any Captain America in your collection at all, I know Age of Ultron is sold out pretty much everywhere. So this is your best bet, unless you want to buy that for as used. If they're the same price, and this one's new and that one's used, obviously I would go with this one. It's a no-brainer. But like I said, you're gonna sacrifice the shield. You got to be really careful about it. I had this for a good 1 week. I never really played with this guy. I got him with the intent of either selling it or trading it out. But I did one thing or another, which I'm pretty okay with, and I'm sticking with my Age of Ultron for now. But had I not have the Age of Ultron, I'll probably just settle for this. It's a great figure. Don't get me wrong. The shield just annoys me, But if you don't have Age of Ultron, so you don't know what I'm talking about, this would be pretty much the Captain America to have as of the moment if you are starting now. The battling version, I think this is even better because of the movable faceplate. So there you go. Thank you for watching, guys, and please like and subscribe, and until next